Hello everyone, this is SWTOR here, back with another SWTOR video. Today I have for you guys a SWTOR discussion video. In today's SWTOR discussion video, we're just going to be going over the gameplay direction in the game. Now I wanted to make a discussion video on this mainly because, as many players know and have noticed, that seems like the gameplay has gotten a lot easier in Star Wars Republic when it comes down to missions, just using companions and all of that different stuff. So if you guys enjoy the Star Wars discussion video, as always, if you guys enjoy these videos, then make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the discussion. Alrighty guys, let's get into the discussion right now. So as you guys know, in Star Wars Republic there has been a lot of complaints and just people mentioning how they feel the gameplay is a lot easier than what it was before. Now, I am, for one, an actual player that did kind of notice this, and I haven't really made a discussion video on it. I just mainly talked about it every now and then. I just wanted to, make a little video just, giving my opinions and views on it. But yeah, I, for one, have, definitely noticed and kind of feel that the game has gotten a lot easier gameplay-wise. I think one of the main reasons that, a lot of players, including myself, kind of feel this is because one of the main factors, I think, was level scaling. So I mean, even though level scaling was, a really good and helped a lot in a sense of the game because it allowed us to, play some of the content after we reached a certain level and stuff was really easy. At the same time, one thing that I did notice is once everyone's at a certain level with the level scale, you kind of get, a certain set of, stats that almost everyone has. So I think in a sense, they do make it so you are pretty OP at some points. So if you are doing, the heroic 2s and such, you can, solo them, pretty easily. Also, another fact is how OP they made companions. Now, I mean, honestly, I like how they do have, OP companions, because it does help when you're trying to do, challenging stuff like trying to solo, hard mode flashpoints and stuff. And soloing, flashpoints, just doing a bunch of, crazy challenges and stuff. I mean, that's one thing that's really fun about it, but at the same time, I mean, when it comes down to, just actual gameplay and people, just kind of getting into something, just doing a basic mission or two, it does seem, a bit of, some actual overkill considering the fact that companions can really do, as much damage as a player. And they can also, heal a lot more. And they can actually, basically become a second player in a sense, since they can do, so much healing, damage, and also tanking. So I think that's also another fact is just how, they did make companions OP. One thing that I really would like, in a sense, I know that sometimes in my videos I say, I really like how they make companions OP to help with stuff because it does give you, a sense of progression. But I really wish that they did kind of go back to, they still keep, this influence stuff in the way, but they make it so the companions do less damage, healing, and tanking abilities and all that stuff. Just, reduce the amount of damage they do and the overall healing they do. I mean, the tanking, like how much aggro and stuff they, keep can be, that obviously can stay because, I mean, they are tanks after all if you do set them to tanks, so clearly, they should keep, an enemy in place. But at the same time, I feel like they should reduce the amount that the actual influence does, just, reduce it by a lot, and then go back to the way of, just gearing a companion. Now, they probably won't do that, but at the same time, it did feel like, there is progression just by getting your influence, but at the same time it felt, a lot more rewarding when it came down to, actually gearing your companion up and getting him ready for, different pieces of content. Because that was one thing, because it's like, once you get your set of ops gear, you could go back and then you could, basically make your companion and, an ult, and then you could just gear him up and get him ready for the different challenges and stuff that will await you. One thing that I also kind of feel is I actually kind of feel that they did make the gameplay a bit easier and, more simplistic, mainly because of the fact that, of course, with Knights of the Fallen Empire, I guess they expected, new players to come in and they wanted to, simplify the game down a bit more, so, new players could get into it, just understand what they're doing and such. But at the same time, it's just something that was kind of annoying also because, I mean, this kind of ties into, Knights of the Fallen Empire, the story, just the fights and stuff, is how, really simple and easy they were and how repetitive they are. I mean, one example is I kind of hoped when they did, announce a Star Fortress and stuff and we kind of, completed that stuff, is that would be, a lot more difficult if you did the heroic mode. But, like I said, it was insanely easy. I mean, it wasn't hard at all, and I kind of, hoped that they'd make it, a bit more difficult, give an actual challenge. Something that would, kind of require you to, use some strategy, just, work together with, another player, just kind of getting through some stuff. Now, I mean, in the same time, I can understand, because like I said, I mean, they want some of the new players, not to get, frustrated with the game, just quit. But at the same time, I feel like, I, for one, am, an actual player that likes doing, hard content, just kind of constantly going at something until you get it, just trying to work hard and then complete the task. Because I feel like that's something that is, important in an MMO specifically, because, for example, you do have operations. Say you're just, completing Dread Fortress, you're just constantly going at the final boss, just trying to get those wings, because, I mean, a lot of people like the mount. I mean, in the same time, it's kind of, like I say, you die many times, you just kind of learn from your mistakes, and then you realize, it's really hard to get that mount, but in the end, once you finally get it, it is, a really good, rewarding feeling. I feel like they should, do something with that, with, Knights of the Eternal Throne, with some of the group content that they, supposedly have coming. Now, I mean, at the same time, they, I mean, they should try to, incorporate that stuff back into the game, making it a bit more difficult, maybe, introducing a hard mode or something to, like, here's say just regular missions, just kind of implementing something like that, so, you have players that want to, get the stuff done, in, a really simple form, just in story mode, and then you can have, stuff just rescaled a little and just set it to a hard mode, just give some players some challenge, because once again, I mean, that's one thing that kind of irritated me. It's because, after, I say, leveling this character, this Dark versus Light character, I did notice compared to the other characters, since, Knights of the Fallen Empire, as you say, it kind of felt like a bit more difficult when it came down to, leveling, just because it just seemed that, stuff wasn't as simplistic as it was right now. It just seemed like, companions were pretty balanced. You could, obviously make them really OP if you just continue to gear them, but at the same time, right now, you just have to raise their influence. Also, at the same time, you do have level sync, and if that's, you're at the max level, and then you get the level sync, then you have, set stats. That can also make you, pretty powerful. Not even your gear really matters at that point. When you do have those set stats, it does really make you OP. Now, clearly, Bioware isn't going to do a 180, and they're just going to, completely just say, alright, guys, we got to make this game insanely hard now. But, I kind of hope that eventually, or sometime in the near future, they would just kind of implement something where they do have it so you can, just set stuff to different difficulties and actually make the content difficult if you wanted to. Because, I mean, at this state right now, it is kind of annoying at times, you do have the Heroic 2s. I mean, clearly that's fun because you can get a lot of credits and stuff, but at the same time, it does, recommend 2 players and stuff, and then you can easily do that. It says, may require a small group, but at the same time, the only reason you would group up is just to get some extra credits. I mean, that's one thing that is kind of annoying in a sense. And it's also the same thing with flashpoints now, because, I mean, you literally can probably solo a tactical flashpoint. I'm pretty sure anyone could if, they have decent gear and they have, a decent companion. Which, I mean, it just kind of defeats the purpose, because, I mean, as a flashpoint, you're trying to complete with a full group. But, I mean, it's not really meaningful just to call it a hard mode flashpoint now if you can, solo it just with yourself and a companion. I mean, that's obviously, really cool. It's really awesome that, you have that challenge of, completing that stuff just alone. But at the same time, it really just kind of comes down to the fact that they really have kind of made this game a lot easier and just kind of, took some of the purpose of, just completing the content, making it difficult. They kind of, like, I guess they kind of, like, drew it back a little, which, I mean, that is a bit disappointing, but, I mean, they still can obviously make some changes and just readjust it, and, I mean, hopefully they do eventually do that. But, it's just kind of something that I did notice and a lot of other players noticed. I just wanted to kind of make a video, not really rant on it, because I know I've been, like, saying a bunch of negatives and stuff about the current gameplay direction, but I just wanted to, give my opinions and just my views on it, because it is kind of annoying just to see, how they've really simplified down a lot of the stuff in the game. But yeah, guys, I think that's going to be the end of this SWTOR discussion video. As always, if you guys enjoy these videos, then make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.